talk about the latest aspect of your career, which is, I mean, quite extraordinary. I mean, all these years in movies, now all of a sudden you've hit the jackpot with a thing called Star Wars, which I saw last week, and I think just looked at it. It's super, and it's marvellous escapism and it'll clean up. But I mean, how did you come to be involved with a piece of science fiction like that?
Well, it arrived as a script. I was just finishing a picture in Hollywood. I took another day to go, and the script arrived on my dressing table. And I heard that it had been delivered by George Lucas, and I thought, well, that's rather impressive, because he's an up-and-coming and very respect-worthy young director. So, and then when I opened it and found it was science fiction, I thought, oh, crumbs, you know, this is simply not for me. And then I started reading, and it seemed to me the dialogue was pretty ropey. But I had to go on turning the page, and I mean that's an essential in any script. You've got to know what happens next, or what's going to be said next. And I went on reading. I thought, no, I like this. If only we can get some of the dialogue altered. And then I met him. We got on very well, and I found myself doing it. That's all.
And it's made more money than any other movie ever made.
So I'm told.
And
yes.
you've got yourself part of the action.
Ah, well.
2.5%, isn't it?
No, not quite that, no.
What is it? Sir Alec, how much is it?
Well, you want that story.
Please.
I tried to keep this dark. I don't know where this all sprang from. I think it was the Evening Standard to blame for this. Now, I had a contract. My agent said I've asked for 2% of whatever, because we didn't think we'd make it, you know. I've had a percentage on a film before, and they lose money like mad if I have a percentage. And I said, oh, fine, all right, 2%. And the day before the film opened in San Francisco, George Lucas phoned me and said, he's he's like Alan Bennett, he's very diffident and very shy and quiet, and he has a funny little voice. And he said, I think the movie's kind of going to be all right. I said, oh, I'm glad, George. And he said, yeah, the press quite like it. I said, good. He said, we're pleased with you know, very grateful for little alterations you suggested, and so we'd like to offer you another 0.5% by making it 2.5%. I said, that's marvelous, thank you very much. But a matter of a few weeks later, in fact, the day I saw the film, I'd just seen it once, the producer, who again is a charming, delightful chap, I said, about this little extra something you were kindly offering, I wonder if we could have something in writing, just so that, you know, my agent and so on believes this. And he said, oh, about the 0.25%, yes.
No fool there. So it's 2.25%.
Yeah.
That right, yes, sadly. All right, let's then now have a look at Star Wars, a clip here. I couldn't begin to praise it or lead up to this little...
Don't ask me either.
No, if you don't know, nobody does. But here we are, you play a sort of guru figure. Here you are.
I have something here for you. Your father wanted you to have this when you were old enough, but your uncle wouldn't allow it. He feared you might follow old Obi-Wan on some damn fool idealistic crusade like your father did.
Sir, if you'll not be needing me, I'll close down for a while.
Sure, go ahead.
What is it? Your father's lightsaber. This is the weapon of a Jedi Knight. Not as clumsy or random as a blaster. An elegant weapon, but a more civilized age. For over 1,000 generations, the Jedi Knights were the guardians of peace and justice in the Old Republic. Before the Dark Times. Before the Empire.
How did my father die?
A young Jedi named Darth Vader, who was a pupil of mine until he turned to evil, helped the Empire hunt down and destroy the Jedi Knights. He betrayed and murdered your father. Now the Jedi are all but extinct. Vader was seduced by the dark side of the Force.
The Force?
And the Force is what gives the Jedi his power. It's an energy field created by all living things. It surrounds us and penetrates us. It binds the galaxy together.
You said you saw the film, Sir Alec. What's the fascination of it to you, do you think?
I think a marvelous, healthy innocence.
Yes.
Great pace, wonderful to look at, full of guts, nothing unpleasant. I mean, people go bang, bang, and people fall over and are dead. But, you know, no horrors, no sleazy sex. In fact, actually, no sex at all, if it comes to that. And a sort of wonderful freshness about it, kind of like a wonderful fresh air. When I came out of the cinema into Tottenham Court Road, I thought, oh, Lord, London's awfully sort of gritty and dirty and full of rubbish, isn't it? Because this had all been so
I think that's
invigorating.
Absolutely right, actually. One of the few movies I've come out of recently where I really felt happy and uplifted when I came out. I'd enjoyed myself, actually.
That's all. I mean, people are going to read too much into it. It's a simple stuff for all ages.
Are they
I
doing
think it's
that now
great
with
fun.
you because of the kind of, you know, sort of
Doing what?
reading more into it, the sort of guru figure that you
Oh, yes, I'm getting some pretty strange letters.
Are you?
Don't mind telling you.
Really? I can imagine, actually.
Oh, no, surely, yes. My wife and I have got problems. Would you come over and live with us for a few months? I think
Yes. You could have yourself a fine time.